one. Welcome all. It is time for the electric show with no name. I hope you are ready because you know what time it is. It's time for liftoff, baby. Let's go.
7,
Countdown with me,
5,
folks.
4,
3, 2,
1.
come on.
Ignition. Liftoff.
Welcome one, welcome all.
Liftoff. 30 minutes after the hour.
Here we go. It's time for liftoff. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats.
Get ready for the ride of your life.
The show with no. It's show with no name time. On Fun Radio. It's a show with no name. Let's go.
Yes. Welcome, amigos. Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting show, interactive show, eclectic show, entertaining show, I hope, educational show, I hope so too. Those are my two adjectives. Educational. Well, there's actually a word. Edutainment. It's a word that didn't exist when I was a kid. It's a portmanteau. A portmanteau is a mix of two words, like brunch. Speaking of portmanteau, folks, you know where I was this past weekend. More importantly, you know where my daughter was. She was at Disneyland Paris, so we had nothing short of a magical weekend. I mean, just seeing, I'll teach you an expression. To live vicariously through someone else. This is vivir a través de los ojos de otro. And when I already knew. I've been to Disney in Orlando, so for me, it was Disney Light. I've got to be honest. It was great, but it was Disney Light. And let me tell you something. When we entered the park and Minnie blew her a kiss and waved at her, and then the train went by, and then, the reveal of the castle, and she got her face painted, and she went on Peter Pan. I mean, it was, I think, so many emotions in one day, and I lived them through her. So, folks, definitely a magical weekend, but it's great to be back here with all of you Show with No Namers. I hope you had a wonderful weekend as well. And we've got a lot of stuff to do today, so let's kick off with this week's Question of the Week.
Question of the Week.
All right, folks, this week's Question of the Week is something, well, I think it's always good to go over this kind of stuff. And this week's question has something to do with your English journey, your English quest, cruzada. Oh, that sounds good. Well, Disney Quest, me acuerdo, it was this big arcade, recreativos. So I'm sure you've seen the word before, quest. All right, well, this is what I want to do, and I think this is really important this week. And it's important to do this from time to time. So it's, as always, I want you to elaborate. I want you to give me about a minute. You don't have to go on too much. You should be able to sum this up in a minute. Always introduce yourself. If you want to participate in the Question of the Week, introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Alberto, and answer the question. And you can send me that 1-minute voice message that you can record on your phone. You can send it to me, and we'll listen to it this coming Friday. This week's question: when and why did you decide to learn English? So when, just to know how long you've been at it. So you can look back a little bit and evaluate where you came from. It's always good to see the distance we've run already. So when and why? Because sometimes it's good to remind ourselves, why aren't we doing this? You know, why do I go to the gym? Why do I, whatever you do, whatever your hobbies, whatever your interests are, it's good to remind yourself, why am I doing this? You know, am I doing it for money? Am I doing it? You know what I mean? Just to really understand your motivations. And it's a good way to also, you know, remind yourself why you're doing it, why you put in this time and effort. And I've got to say, folks, if anybody puts in time and effort, it's you, Show with No Namers, Vaughn Radio listeners. So I'd love to hear from all of you. This week's question of the week, send me a 1-minute voice message to alonso@grupovaughn.com. alonso@grupovaughn.com. You can record it on your phone. Obviously, don't do it in your bathroom. There's an echo. You know, go to a place, maybe your basement. Si tienes un sótano, trastero, that's the best place. Oh, yeah, there's no echo down there, right? Your storage space. Hey, I know people, a podcaster that I follow, that when he first got started, he started recording in his closet. Well, think about it. You know, there's fabric everywhere. Hay tela por todas partes, and it absorbs the sound. So, I mean, just be conscious of that. And let us know when and why you decided to learn English. I can't wait to hear from each and every one of you. And now it's time for our pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz.
Howdy, Richard Vaughn here, founder and host of Vaughn Radio. Meet my amazing team.
Hello there, this is Julia from the Let's Get Random show. Let's navigate life together, practicing our English.
Hi, this is Kyle Miller. I present the Drive Time Show every day at 6 o'clock on Vaughn Radio.
Hi, this is Jimena,
Y yo soy Nacho,
and you can listen to us every day on Test Your English
a las 12:30.
at 12:30. Tune in!
This is Fitz from No Excuses. Let's get ready to rumble. Come rumble with me on No Excuses.
This is Chris with Frankly Speaking. The doors open every night at 7:30. Let's talk soon.
Hi, this is Dave Boyes from The Salad. Join us every day, live at 5.
Hey, it's Alberto Alonso from the Show with No Name. And don't forget about Rob, Andy, Ruby, and Tino.
Download our free app, Vaughn Radio or Vaughn Radio, and learn English with all of us on the go.
All right, folks, all aboard. Today, we're going to look at Inglés para viajar. That's right. Now, I imagine all of you are already making plans for this summer. And if you haven't, you're already at least thinking about what you want to do. So let's practice. This isn't the pop quiz, but this is just a good way to get you guys warmed up. So tell me now, you can participate in this. Then we'll do the listening exercise, which will have to do with traveling. But first, I want you to tell me your summer plans. If you haven't made plans, you can also tell me that. You can comment over here in our virtual classroom, and you can practice these structures. We're thinking about, más ing, we're thinking about going to Paris, right? We're planning to go to Paris, es ya lo tienes cerrado. So there are two structures that you can practice. Maybe one plan that you've already, it's sealed, cerrado, sellado, and maybe another plan that you're toying with the idea still. So let me know. It's a good way to practice your English here in the comments. And we're going to listen to a little audio excerpt right now from Inglés para Viajar. It's available at the Von Tienda. Remember, it's vontienda.com if what you're looking for is resources, materials. And if you're looking for courses, you can go to grupovon.com/cursos destacados and see what courses we've got. As I just said, summer plans now's the time to make them, because if you're looking at our urban camps, our weekend camps, they are filling up fast. Go to grupovon.com/cursos destacados and see which one's right for you or your kids. All right, let's go on a little trip here to the book Inglés para Viajar.
Cambios de hora en inglés. Put your time telling to the test. Eduardo has a buffet dinner at the hotel from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Chicago time, or from 3 to 4 Madrid time. Eduardo is going to watch a film in the room from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Chicago time, or from 5 to 7 Madrid time. Eduardo is going to go to bed at 12:30 a.m. Chicago time, or 7:30 Madrid time. Eduardo is going to wake up at 9 a.m. Chicago time, or 4 Madrid time. Eduardo is going to have breakfast in the hotel from 10 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. Chicago time, or from 5 to 5:45 Madrid time. Eduardo is going to meet his colleagues from the Chicago team from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Chicago time, or from 6:30 to 8 Madrid time. Eduardo is going to have lunch with his colleagues from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Chicago time, or from 8 to 9 Madrid time. Eduardo is going to explore downtown Chicago from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Chicago time, or from 9 to 12 Madrid time. Eduardo is going to rest at the hotel from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Chicago time, or from 12 to 2 Madrid time. Eduardo is going to have a buffet dinner at the hotel from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Chicago time, or from 2 to 3 Madrid time. Key phrases for getting and understanding directions.
Pedir indicaciones y entenderlas. Disculpe, ¿en qué dirección está la avenida Spalding?
Excuse me, which way is Spalding Avenue?
Está bajando esta calle a la izquierda.
It's down this street on the left.
Disculpe, ¿sabe en qué dirección está la calle Espadina?
Excuse me, do you know which way it is to Spadina Street?
Es la cuarta puerta a mano izquierda.
It's 4 doors down on the left-hand side.
Coge la calle principal y está a 5 manzanas bajando a mano derecha.
Take the main street and it's 5 blocks down on the right-hand side.
Gira a la derecha en la calle 109.
Take a right at 109th Street.
Gira a la izquierda en Wilshire.
Make a left on Wilshire.
Si coges las calles laterales, no está lejos.
If you take the side streets, it's not far.
Está bastante cerca del supermercado.
It's pretty close to the supermarket.
Queda un poco lejos a pie.
It's a bit far on foot.
All right, my amigos, giving directions. Hey, more important than giving directions, receiving directions, right? It's true. You got to understand. I remember once in Italy, I don't know if I was in Rome or Venice, but I said to the guy, scusi, dove il tal? You know, where's tal sitio? I don't know, Piazza Navona, whatever. And the guy answered me, but, you know, he understood me, but I didn't understand him. So it was funny because I felt good because I was like, oh, I got to practice my my Italian. But he was like, di destra, niestra. I'm like, right. I'm even more lost than I was before. But hey, as I said, it's not about giving directions, it's about receiving directions. We also looked at telling time. I mean, I know the British say it's quarter past, pero ¿qué haces cuando es 18? It's 18 past, as they pronounce it. I think it's just easier for the sake of, you know me, guys. I'm always trying to make your life a little bit easier. It's 8:18. It's 2:12. It's 3:15. It's, you know what I mean? You don't have to do the quarter past, quarter to, half past. So I think the easiest way is just say it's 4:25. It's 8:20. It's 9:15, 9:13. You can be as specific as you would like. All right, so my amigos, let me give you your pop quiz over here. The first one, I want you guys to tell me another way of saying go to bed. And you can even tell me, para practicar la hora, tell me what time you go to bed, but don't use go to bed. See if you know another totally native way to say it, okay? So this is a good thing to practice because I've heard a lot of students say, I go to the bed. No estamos hablando de la cama en sí, sino el concepto de la cama. So there, the is out. So I go to bed, but I don't want you to use that one. I want you to give me a totally native way of saying it. Then you have to tell me a qué hora te levantas o despiertas. You can choose which one. I hope you know the difference, though, because, well, on the weekends, we all know that isn't exactly the same time. And the last one, I want you to say, dormí más de la cuenta. And this is sin querer. Okay? Dormí más, o sea, que vas tarde. So those are your three expressions, your three translations for our pop quiz. Number one, tell me what time you go to bed without using go to bed. And number two, tell me what time you levantarse o despertarse. Remember, they are different. And the last one, tell me about a time que dormiste más de lo que tenías que. Let's put it this way. When this happens, your first reaction is, oh, shit. All right, so we'll see if you guys know these expressions. And now we're going to go on over to our chat room. I see we've got a lot of students checking in, ready to have some fun. Let's see who's in the house over here. We've got David. David says, good morning, Alberto and mates. What's up, David? Great to have you here. Bright and early. Even though it's not bright and early, you were the first one here. You woke up at the crack of dawn. Ya que estamos mirando expresiones de dormir. David wakes up at the crack of dawn. I can imagine you do, David. Well, let us know either way, since it's one of the questions here in our pop quiz. Just this morning, I used one that I always use with my daughter. I can give you two expressions that I say to my daughter every morning. I say, wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. You know that one? It's really eggs and bacon, but we rhyme it. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. And then I also tell her, wake up, sleepyhead, sleepyhead. So sleepyhead is dormilón, dormilona. Another one we say in the morning is rise and shine. Esto es más, vámonos, levanta, corazoncito, rise and shine. My favorite one, up and at 'em. Arriba, que tenemos un mundo que a ver si lo traduzco, es como arriba, que tenemos mucho que hacer. Up and at 'em. Arriba y a por ellos. Up and at them. Pero te lo juro, en mi vida he oído a alguien pronunciar esa TH. Up and at 'em. Up and at 'em. Rise and shine. O sea, rise and shine, un poco más cariñoso. Rise and shine, sleepyhead. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. These are these totally native things, you know? I know in Spanish you say, me voy al sobre. Is that right? Para ir a la cama? I use it. Hey, I pick this stuff up just by listening. And that's what you guys do every day. I know you guys are picking up a lot of comprehension, but just make sure, too, that when you hear a structure or something, that you say it aloud. The homophones, say them aloud, right? Anytime I tell you, repeat after me, do it. Because I'm saying it for a reason, because usually maybe it's mispronounced or something. So David is an early bird. Y toma, otra expresión que tiene que ver con dormir. The early bird gets the worm. The early bird catches the worm. Yo creo que gets es más fácil porque es una sílaba comparado con dos, right? So the early bird gets the worm. All right. So David is definitely an early bird. There's another early bird. It's Born to Iron Man. What's up, Born to Iron Man? He says, morning, folks. Morning to you, sir. Great to have you on board today. He's also telling us about his summer plans. He says, we're thinking about going to the Pyrenees. Te falta el the, porque sí que esto es los, no hay otro. Right? So we're thinking about, pero por eso quiero que escribís frases completas. ¿Ves? Now, Born to Iron Man knows. Next time he writes Los Pirineos, pues es igual en este caso. Lo mismo que la vida, we wouldn't say the life is crazy, we would just say life, porque hablamos en general. Pero aquí estamos hablando de las, no, específicas. So, we're thinking about going to the Pyrenees on May 31st and planning to travel to Hawaii in October, right? Not on para solo cuando es la fecha. Lo demás es in. It's a good trick. So let's review it. I was born in November. I was born in the winter. I was born, no me acuerdo, pero I was born on a Saturday. I was born on November 19th, 1977. I was born in 1977. I was born in November. ¿Ves? El único que es on es cuando hablamos de on Tuesday. O sea, la fecha exacta. Y lo demás es in. Es un buen truco. So, I see you corrected it below. Okay, good. But just in case, it's good to review these pesky prepositions que son pesados. Let's call a spade here. So he says, we're thinking about going to the Pyrenees on May 31st. Can I come? Is there room for one more? And planning to travel to Hawaii in October. Wow. That's awesome. That's a long, well, that's several flights. I don't think that's a direct flight from Spain. Maybe. Well, I don't know. I know that there are planes that could do it, but I don't know if there are airlines that offer it. Great job. Born to Iron Man, as always, leading the way, setting an example for your fellow students. Excellent job. And now he knows it's the Pyrenees and it's in October. And Born to Iron Man, don't think I didn't notice that you capitalized October and May. Porque yo sé que en español, meses, días de la semana, no empiezan con mayúscula. Sin embargo, en inglés, siempre. Y esto es de primero, ¿no? So this is, just imagine, I always think of the example, you send a cover letter. You call them a carta de presentación, I think. It's the letter that you send with your resume. I know you say the word CV. In the United States, we say resume. Yes, pardon my French. Pardon my French es lo que decimos cuando vamos a decir una palabrota. Pardon my, o después de decirlo, también. So, folks, what was I getting at? Now I just got lost there. What was I saying? Well, in October. Oh, right. So the days of the week and the months are capitalized. And that's the typical mistake that if you make that on a cover letter or in your resume, because that's where you put dates, you're not going to get called. I'm going to tell you, because they're going to be like, this person didn't capitalize March? Why? You know, that's like, o sea, primero de, how do you say, esto es primero de EGB? This is like the bare bones of the language. So just make sure you've got that little nuance. Also, another place where we differ is nationalities. You guys don't capitalize nationalities, yet we do. All right, amigos, we've got to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the answers to the pop quiz. We've got our Say What soundbite. spelling bee, homophones. Man, we've got a lot of stuff. But the good thing is, we've got 3 parts of the show left, so we've got a lot of fun to have together. You know what I'm going to say here, folks, so give me a hand. 3, 2, 1, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 2 of today's show with no name on, what's the name of this radio station? Oh, come on, you know it, Vaughn Radio. Don't forget to download our free app, and this way you can tune in wherever. You can be in, I don't know, any corner of the globe. Born to Iron Man. I know you're going to be on vacation in Hawaii, but you could send us a little aloha. Aloha, aloha. And I heard that you get laid when you go there. It's the oldest joke in the book. I heard you get laid when you go there. Well, a lei is this necklace that they put, you know, with flowers. And to get laid is que te lo pongan, but also to get laid is mojar, triunfar. I hope it's with your wife, buddy. If you get laid when you go to Hawaii, guys, it's the oldest joke in the book. I didn't come up with it. I think there's even a t-shirt. I went to Hawaii and got laid. It's called a lei. Oh, I'm so mature. So mature. You know me. So mature. All right, amigos. Let's take a look at today's Say What soundbite. Say what? What? All right, folks, it's time for your Say What soundbite. Plus, I see we've got some students participating in our pop quiz, so we're going to take a look at that in just a moment as well. Get ready for an awesome Say What soundbite. I mean, this is intense, and this is a very, very famous scene. In fact, this is something people have taken from the silver screen, el pantallazo de Hollywood, and they have applied this line to real situations. They use it, they, including myself, we use it ironically, I'll let you know after. I don't want to give you too much, but it's like one of those, like from the Terminator. You know how many times in my life I've gone to the bathroom and I've said, I'll be back. And I think it's funny every time, and it's not. But I love quoting movies. Well, that's what we do, guys. Hasta la vista, baby. Or any other movie line. I know you can find the top 100 movie lines. Like, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Well, this is definitely on that list. Let's see if you guys recognize it and if you can give me your feedback on it. Here it is for the first time.
You can't handle the truth. Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You weep for Santiago and you curse the Marines. You have that luxury.
Whoa, intense. Oh, man. Right now, I swear to God, I've got goosebumps. I'm telling you, my hair is standing on end because it's just amazing. You might recognize it, I'm sure. All right, so I want you to tell me what you heard in your own words, and then hopefully you'll be able to give us the whole thing after the fourth listen. All right, here it is for the second time.
You can't handle the truth. Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You weep for Santiago and you curse the Marines. You have that luxury.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace. Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah. Wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damian, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit. That's right, folks. This book is the shit. It's available at vaughantienda.com along with many other amazing materials. And as you know, today we're taking a look at something from Inglés para Viajar, which we're going to look at in just a moment. But I just wanted to let you guys know we've only got a few spots left in our campamentos de verano en inglés para niños y jóvenes. So if you're thinking about signing the kids up, apuntando a los chavalines, well, you better get going, ponte en marcha, whether it's for urban camps or the campamentos de verano. Do it now. You will not regret it. And the kids will have the time of their lives, and they never feel like this before. We've also got our Vaughn groups. We've got Vaughn Town, Weekend Town, One-to-One Flex, Essentials, Vaughn Masters, and everything else your heart could possibly desire. All right, let's go on over to our chat room and see how our amigos fared. How they fared es como hicieron, ¿no? ¿Qué tal lo han hecho? Let's see how they fared in today's pop quiz. We've got Born to Iron Man checking in. He says, on Mondays, I hit the sack at 22:00. It's okay, Born to Iron Man, but in the States, we wouldn't use that. In fact, I imagine a lot of people wouldn't know what time it was. So just, I mean, I know here it's all right, and I think in England, but in the States, I'm being honest with you, I didn't use that until I moved here. So in the States, we would say 10 p.m., but great job. The structure is perfect. And you capitalize Mondays. I don't like Mondays. On Mondays, I hit the sack. And Born to Iron Man, I'm going to ask you, because I know you're a music lover and I know you love this band. What song can we hear I hit the sack in? You want me to give you a clue? All right, sure. A band that's pretty electric. So that band has a very popular song and they say, I hit the sack. Born to Iron Man. Let's see if you know it. Just out of curiosity. I think you do. All right. The second one. He said, I usually wake up at 6:30 a.m. Remember, I mean, obviously we imagine it's not 6:30 p.m., but just to practice the a.m. and the p.m. because that's what we use, right? So I usually wake up at 6:30 a.m. And the last one, I didn't remember the last time I overslept. All right. The only thing there I would change to is I can't remember. No me acuerdo. Right? I can't remember. Suena más natural. I can't remember the last time I overslept. Very good. Y lo ha hecho como en la tercera columna, right? Because it's to oversleep. Y lo ha hecho ahí irregular. Excellent job. Born to Iron Man. Wonderful. There's Chris Valrol checking in. She says, morning, dear people. Hello, Chris. How are you? Bringing some magic as she always does. She says, morning, dear people. Last night, I hit the hay really late. Good job. Last night, I hit the hay really late. To hit the hay, we said, to hit the sack. Excellent job. Number 2. I woke up at 7:30 a.m., te meto ahí el a.m., and I heard the rain falling. Wonderful. Oh, it is a beautiful sound. Especially if you don't have to go out. If you have to do stuff, then it's not as good. All right, let's see. And the third one, when I had a crazy schedule, I overslept once in a blue moon. Great job, too. Once in a blue moon. Rara vez, de vez en cuando. So to oversleep, and then we can look at to sleep in, which usually to sleep in means you did it on purpose. I always think of it this way. Oversleep, oh, shit. Oh, man, I'm going to be so late. To sleep in, oh, I needed that. Right? I think that would be the translation there. Oversleep, oh, fuck. Or oversleep, just think of Home Alone. Although, you know what? They say, we slept in. Which is weird because I wouldn't, cuando se despiertan, se gritan, dicen we slept in. Pero para mí me suena más oversleep, whereas to sleep in is kind of like you choose to do it, right? Tomorrow, man, I am going to sleep in. I'm not even going to set my alarm. I plan to sleep like a log. You say the same thing? Como un tronco, right? To sleep like a log. Another one we said. So we already looked at to hit the hay, to hit the sack, thanks to our amigos. What about this one? To get some shut-eye. Esta es totally native. Guys, I'm going to get some shut-eye. Voy a obtener un poco de ojo cerrado. To catch some Z's. Oh, esta me flipa. Voy a pillar unas zetas. Why? What's if you've ever seen a comic book or something like this, when they're sleeping, what is it? Zzz. No, hasta es el emoji de dormir, Z. So to catch some Z's, to get some shut-eye. The worst is when you don't sleep a wink. Creo que tú dices, no he pegado ojo. Is that correct? A veces me lo invento, ¿eh? Creo que lo he oído por ahí. I didn't sleep a wink last night. So I'm going to see if I can take a cat nap today. Estoy repasando vocabulario para dormir. Yeah, I tried counting sheep. Estamos hablando de animales también. I tried counting sheep, but it didn't work. So now I have to take a cat nap. Una siestecilla de estas. Como un gato, que es un minutito. And then you got to always ask yourself, are you a light sleeper or a heavy sleeper? Esto es cuánto pesas. No, it's a joke. A light sleeper, that's my wife. You know, there could be a mouse in the house. I hope we don't have mice, but there could be a mouse in the house and my wife would hear it. Me, you can drop an atomic bomb next to my house and I'll be like, oh, something, I don't know what happened. I'm going to go back to bed. You know, it might wake me up for a second, but I'm done. You know? Also, another one, we talked about what you say in the morning. At night, we say night, night, or sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. I love that one. Que no te muerden los chinches. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Right? That's another great one. Oh, what about this one? This one doesn't really have to do with sleep in say. It's an idiomatic expression. And it's let sleeping dogs lie. No remueves un problema no del pasado. No, agua pasado. No, don't, you know, okay, ya se acabó. Deja el rencor. Let sleeping dogs lie. And what about your beauty sleep? ¿Vosotros decís eso también? I need my beauty sleep. Another way we say it is to get 40 winks. O sea que ya hay dos con wink, guiñar el ojo. I didn't sleep a wink, and to get 40 winks. And a lot of times when you don't sleep a wink, what happens? You toss and turn. Te lo doy en contexto. I was tossing and turning last night. I didn't sleep a wink, right? Another one we use is, I was fast asleep. Look at the baby. He's fast asleep. Como súper dormido, soñando. Fast asleep. Es con la palabra, no es que se ha dormido rápido, es que está profundamente dormido. Look at him. He's fast asleep. And you usually whisper those words, right? Another one, to doze off. To doze off is what happens in a boring class. Oh, I'm sorry, I just dozed off. It happened to me yesterday on the plane. By the way, Air France, thanks for nothing. Makes me very happy to be an Iberia member. Oh, geez, Louise. Like, if you could do everything wrong, then you call yourself Air France then, because they did everything wrong. They made us go early to check in our luggage when we didn't want to. And, you know, because their plane was full. Then they, a 2-hour delay almost. They were rude. Well, that I expected. I hate to be, stereotypical, but it's not just me who says that, you know. I wish it were just my opinion and it was just a one-time thing, but my point, we're pretty lucky here in Spain. Iberia, okay, it's got its ups and downs, but I usually, 99% of the time, and I've traveled with Iberia a lot, y no me están pagando, evidentemente, we've got a good thing, you know. We got a pretty, sometimes I disagree with the prices in the summer when they know that everybody's going to be flying. Let's jack them up a bit, you know. But yeah, I dozed off on the plane. I dozed off. And the last one I'm going to give you that has to do with sleep is to turn in. It's another way of saying, me voy al sobre. Guys, it's been a long day. O vamos a usar la expresión que vimos la semana pasada. Let's call it a day, folks. I'm going to turn in. Me voy a la camita. So there you go, folks. Let's see now. We've got Chris Valrol. She's participating in our, where are we at now? Oh, right. Say what soundbite. Chris says, it's an excerpt from an American movie, which Durani tells us the movie, But Turani, that's not how we write movie titles. So, and I don't need to know the name of the movie. I need to know what you heard and like for you to describe the scene. So let me give you a little correction and welcome, Turani. Welcome aboard. Sería, it's a few, so a tiene que ir con mayúscula. Here's the rules. Para libros y títulos de película, mira, estamos hablando hoy de las reglas de cuándo poner en mayúscula. We already looked at nationalities, days of the week, months. Also, another one is movie titles, but there's a rule with movie and book titles. The first and the last word are always capitalized. First and last word, always capitalized. And the major words in between. Y las palabras grandes, no importantes, vamos a decir, no el and, y el the, y el otro, right? So it would be, it's a mayúscula, few mayúscula, good mayúscula y men, porque aquí no hay palabra que no es, te doy otro, of mice and men, no, a classic play, of mice and men. Pues el of, aunque es pequeño, es primero, tiene que ir con mayúscula. Just think of how it looks. Piensa que es como un puente, ¿no? Tiene que tener principio y final. Tiene que ser bonito, porque luego it goes on a movie poster or on a book. So it's more of a style choice. But just so you know, again, it's the rules in English if you're going to write a title of a movie or a book. So, of mice and men, of, capitalize, mice, capitalize, and no. But men, yes, because it's the last word. All right, Turani, that's the rules of movies. And also, tell us what you heard, if you had to describe it. Let's see what Chris says. She says it's an excerpt from an American movie, a very well-known movie as well. I heard a really good actor. Yeah, a fantastic actor, one of the best actors ever, who is scolding to a Marine lieutenant. Now, Chris, you know what's awesome? Because you're trying to use vocabulary, you've showed us that there's a mistake, a potential mistake here, and it's scolding no va con el tú. Pero perfecto, Chris. If you didn't write that sentence, I would have never known that would be a common mistake. Porque claro, echando una bronca a en español, ¿no? So who is scolding a Marine lieutenant? Chris, thank you very much, because we've pointed out an area where there can be some confusion. So usamos scold. Don't scold me. He scolded him. And great word. Excellent job, Chris. As always, a shining example of an excellent student. And then she says, I guess we're going to spend a few days. Okay. So vamos por partes. So he's scolding a Marine lieutenant. And then the second part, no clue about this next summer. I guess we're going to spend a few days with our parents. Afterwards, we'll see. All right. Well, great. I love the afterwards. Ahí te he visto. Chris says, maybe that rude woman from Air France, didn't sleep a wink. I love that you're using the vocabulary. Yeah, but you know what, though? Like, I'm so sick of people bringing their problems to work. Like, you know, it seemed like, honestly, it didn't seem like she didn't sleep. It just seemed like she didn't like dealing with people. But then again, I'm thinking, well, then why aren't you just down on the, on the ramp, donde están los aviones, and you can just fill the plane with gasoline? Can you handle that? If you don't want to be with people, that's the part I never understood. Like, there are so many jobs out there, and there are jobs where you never have to see a person in your life. You're in front of a computer, whatever. So I don't know, but still, if you didn't sleep, I didn't sleep well that night either, but I wasn't walking around treating people bad, and especially when I was on duty. Or on the clock, as we say, cuando estaba trabajando. So bringing your problems to work, man, that's very unprofessional, I think. And if she has a deeper problem, then she needs to go and talk to a psychiatrist and get a sick leave. No, una baja por enfermedad. Keep your problems at the door. That's my question. Especially if you're dealing with people. Your job is to deal with people. And instead of saying to me, oh, listen, we're really sorry about this, she was just rude. And then I said, well, you know what? You should have started that sentence with, I'm really sorry that we have you here an hour and a half like an idiot with your 4-year-old daughter, standing around because we can't organize ourselves, right? So it wasn't that she wasn't apologetic. She was just rude. And at that point, I think when you're an hour and a half late and there's no explanation or anything, I think the last thing you need to be to the people who are paying your salary is rude. So Air France, I don't know what to say. It's my second time flying with Air France, and definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, my last time flying with Air France. And it wasn't just her. It was the whole experience from start to finish. Again, I thought, you couldn't do everything wrong planning to do it wrong as badly as they did it. You know what I mean? So it wasn't just one woman, Chris. I wish if it was just her, I would chalk it up to is decir que es esto, ya está. I would chalk it up to she's having a bad day. But it was the whole experience. They made us go check in when I checked in online. So that made it, we had to go to the airport another hour before. They had us, it was just a disaster from start to finish. Guys, don't ever fly with Air France. I'm telling you, if you're used to good service, punctuality, nice treatment, at least mediocre, that they just smile. They don't have to be, like the waiter at Disney, but, a little smile, a little good morning wouldn't hurt you. And a little kind of empathy for people instead of treating people badly who are suffering because of you and your company, So again, I don't understand Air France's philosophy, but I will not be traveling with them ever again. Folks, we'll be right back with so much more Show with No Name, so stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 3 of today's Show with No Name. We've taken a look at a lot of expressions that have to do with sleep today. Another one we left out is to sleep like a baby. To sleep like a baby, which is weird because babies wake up every 3 hours. But it means to sleep well. Also, another one I didn't tell you, to sleep on it. You say consultarlo con la almohada. It means to not make a decision in a rush, to take your time, especially with a big decision. You've got to sleep on it. And as Born to Iron Man pointed out, sleep is an irregular verb. It's sleep, slept, slept. Another common mistake when we're talking about sleep is a lot of people say, I dreamt with you. Ah, sí, estábamos soñando juntos, los dos conectados. Wow, it's pretty, we're really on the same wavelength. That's what it sounds like in English. I dreamt about you. Okay. Oh, last night I dreamt about you. Okay. You can say of as well, but also dream of is more, I dream of a time when prices go down. Oh, keep dreaming. Don't hold your breath, as we say. Espera sentado. Don't hold your breath. Also, folks, to be asleep at the wheel. What does that mean? No te enteras. Okay? Piénsalo. Estás conduciendo y estás dormido. O sea, no te enteras. No estás prestando atención. Come on, guys. You're asleep at the wheel. Y eso es con a. Asleep at the wheel. All right, amigos, it's time for today's Homophones on the Show with No Name.
Homophones, the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. 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 The show with no name.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, homophones only on the show with no name. Oh, and Born to Iron Man. I guess you didn't know the song because I didn't see the comment. Think of it. Back in black. I hit the sag. I've been so long and glad to be back. The second line in the famous AC/DC song, Back in Black. Because I'm back. All right, amigos. Let's take a look at today's words over here. The first word is to cry. Another way of saying to cry, okay? Usually it's, I usually use it as a verb. It says it's a noun, but it's used more as a verb. It's an irregular verb. De hecho, igual que sleep. O sea, si tú sabes conjugar sleep, sabes conjugar este sinónimo para llorar, cry. All right? That's the first word. I know you've heard it in a song, but I'm not going to tell you what song. And the second word is látigo. It says rebenque. I've never heard that word. También es azotar o fustigar, o sea, el hecho de darle a alguien con un látigo. Látigo? Yeah. I know that, you know where I learned that word? I can tell you where I learned that word. I learned that at the Feria de Almería. Well, think about it. It's a ride, no, el látigo. And I asked my cousin, I'm like, what does that mean, látigo? He goes, hizo el gesto, and I said, oh, a whip. All right, I'm going to shut up now because I've got a big mouth. All right, let me give you today's Say What soundbite for the third time.
You can't handle the truth. Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's going to do it? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You weep for Santiago and you curse the Marines. You have that luxury.
Do you know about Vaughn groups? Well, I'm going to tell you all about them. They are group English classes that you can do via video conference or in person. And the good news is you can start whenever you want. And you can keep the same timetable, teacher, and classmates throughout the whole course. And the best part, there's no strings attached. Sin compromiso. And if you act now, you can get a 5% discount for paying up front. And if you stick with the course for 6 months, you'll get a 50% discount in June. Wow, what a deal! As if you needed more reasons to learn English with Vaughn. check out our Vaughn groups. Have fun and make friends as you learn English. Sign up now while there are still spots available. Call us 911-385831, or you can go to our website, grupovaughn.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media and find out if Vaughn groups are for you. More information about Vaughn groups at grupovaughn.com/cursos destacados. You can also give us a call if you'd like. The phone number is 911-385831. All right, let's take a look. We've got a lot of people participating here in our homophone section. Let's see. The first person to participate is Daniela. Hello, Daniela. Great to have you with us. And she says the words correctly. And she says they don't sound the same. All right. Chris, those are the correct words. And she says they're not homophones. All right. They agree. They see eye to eye, as Chris said before. Daniela says, hello, everyone. I haven't even greeted you. My bad. Well, mea culpa. My bad. Nice. Bueno, al menos te has ganado un totally native ahí, Daniela. All right. Born to Iron Man says they don't sound alike at all. Well, they do have the first sound and the I don't know at all. All right. Turani says they're not homophones, and Turani got the right words as well. Well, I'm just going to say the two words together. Don't weep if I whip you. Don't weep if I whip you. So, weep. Esta es fácil. ¿Por qué? Porque es la I latina. While my guitar gently weeps. Ahí dice gemir, no la guitarra llorar. Wow, wow. So weep is the first word, which is weep, wept, wept. ¿Ves? Como sleep. So don't weep when you sleep. He wept when he slept. Maybe it can help you remember it. Maybe it's just insanity. But the important thing is, if you can associate things, you'll never forget them. So weep, another way of saying cry. And the second word, whip, I also think of Indiana Jones, which, by the way, I rode the Indiana Jones en le Temple du Péril, the Temple of Danger, the Temple of Doom, le Temple de Péril, a roller coaster over at Disney. So excellent job there, guys. Weep and whip. Oh, and whip is a regular verb. He whipped me, pero también no es solo dar un latigazo, pero también es pegar una paliza. Oh man, the home team whipped the away team. Les dieron unos latigazos, una paliza. So to whip is not just to beat, but it's like to beat severely. Think about it. I guess it makes sense, right? Dar una paliza. So weep and whip are not homophones. Wonderful. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a winner in today's Say What soundbite. Please give it up for Turani. Great job, Turani. You are on the ball. You are not asleep at the wheel. Not today. All right, folks, it's time for our most challenging section on the show every day. It's our Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. All right, guys, get ready for round one of today's Spelling Bee. These are all people, famous people, and I want to know, A, who they are, and, well, if you can figure out what they have in common, you can tell me. If not, don't worry. The important part is to be able to get it all down and dot your I's and cross your T's. To dot your I's and cross your T's means hacerlo concienzudamente, ¿no? Rematando. Haciéndolo perfecto. And I know you guys are capable of it. All right. So is everyone ready? This is round one. I'm going to fly. Round 2, I'll be nice. The first person is CHARLIE space CHAPLIN. The second one is ORSON space WELLES. The third one is LENA space HORNE. The fourth one, LANGSTON space HUGHES. The fifth one, BURL space IVES. And the sixth one, LEONARD space BERNSTEIN. ¿Conoces Weekend Town? La nueva iniciativa de Vaughan.
Pues no.
Es un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés. Y es nuevísimo.
A ver, cuéntame más.
Tendrás una inmersión lingüística total durante 2 días. Un total de 24 horas hablando con angloparlantes de todo el mundo.
¡Wow! ¡Qué interesante!
Ganarás confianza y soltura a la hora de comunicarte en inglés. Mejorarás tu comprensión auditiva y tus habilidades conversacionales en una situación de comunicación real en inglés. Ven a Weekend Town y te sorprenderás con todo lo que puede avanzar tu inglés en un fin de semana. Weekend Town de Vaughan. Un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés. More information about Weekend Town, Vaughan Town, and all our amazing, I just made up a new word, amazing. It's like Beijing. If you want to say Beijing is amazing, that's how you would say it. It's amazing. It's amazing. Well, you can find out all about our amazing resources and courses over at grupovon.com/cursos destacados. Also, remember to follow us on social media, and then you'll be in the know. All right, let's take a look. I can't believe it. No matter how fast I go, I always have students who rise to the challenge. All right, let's see. The first person is Born to Iron Man. The first one is correct, sir. The second one is also correct. The third one's correct. The fourth one is right. The fifth one's right. And the sixth one? Ooh, the anticipation. It's also correct. Unfreaking believable. Unbelievable. Born to Iron Man. You knocked it out of the park. Let's see. Chris Valrol as a quick glance. Chris. Give it up for Born to Iron Man and Chris. They killed it, as Rob Grams would say, in our spelling bee in round 1. All right, this is round 2 of today's spelling bee, my amigos. The first one is CHARLIE space CHAPLIN. The second one is ORSON space WELLES. The third one is LENA space HORNE. The fourth one, LANGSTON space HUGHES. The fifth one is BURL space IVES. And the last one is LEONARD space BERNSTEIN. There you go, folks. That is round 2. That's a speed, a pace that I think most of you should be able to handle. Even a beginner level, I would say. And if not, well, you know that spelling is something that you should work on, right? being able to spell words quickly. And that's why I do this, because, man, when I got here, I was like, give me your email address. And they would say, Emilio. And I say, no. I don't speak Spanish. You got to spell it for me. Can you spell it? I'm on the phone with you. I'm from Saudi Arabia. I don't know your name in Spanish. Okay. I-M. No. A-M. No. Oh. And once I saw that, I mean, I would say I saw that hundreds of times when I was teaching in companies. I said, oh, we got to really go over the basics. The same thing when we were just talking about capitalizing months and days and also nationalities. All the mistakes I highlight come from over 20 years of experience. So I try to how should I say? I try to help you avoid making those mistakes. And you know how I do it sometimes? Sometimes I'm cruel. No pronunciamos la E en inglés. Excuse me. Sometimes I'm really cruel and I push you into your mistakes. As you know, many times in our pop quiz, I'm like, usa a pesar de. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I want to see if you don't mix up in spite of and despite, which are quite different. All right, so these are 6 very famous celebrities. That's one thing they all have in common. But also, today in 1954, witnesses begin testifying, and there was live television coverage of what we call the Army McCarthy hearings. So this is the Red Scare. If you remember, in the 50s in the United States during the Cold War, there was something called McCarthyism. And this was, they call it this because of an American senator, Joseph McCarthy, and he spearheaded this campaign. And basically, they went around saying that, a lot of Americans were communists. And I mean, they would just label them. Oh, he's a communist because he got this newspaper or because he went to this bar. So it turned into a modern day Salem witch trial. You know the Salem witch trials, right? We've looked at those before. So it's called McCarthyism, and many, many people were blacklisted. And do you say the same thing in Spanish? Ponerle en lista negra, right? Now, also, there are some people who say that McCarthy, Joseph McCarthy, even though he spearheaded it, he was the voice, there were other people behind him, more powerful, who were really leading to this witch hunt, como decimos, cacería de brujas. And that was the very controversial J. Edgar Hoover. Does this name ring a bell? Quizá vosotros lo conocéis como J. Edgar Hoover. Well, no, he's not President Herbert Hoover, but J. Edgar Hoover was the head of the FBI. And he was quite a character, let's put it this way. And he even was instrumental in founding the FBI. I didn't know that. See, I knew he was synonymous with the FBI, but I didn't realize that he had started that. So, and again, he's, I think the biggest controversy was that he was blackmailed. So a lot of people owned him because back then, if you were a cross-dresser or you like to wear heels or you like to be with men, whatever, that was a no-no. You were, oh my God, ostracized. What? He's a homosexual? Oh my God. I mean, now we know you get everybody different strokes for different folks. So they had pictures of him. They meaning the people he wanted to put in prison, the people he wanted to, crack down on, and people like the mafia. And so, he couldn't really go after people. And also, obviously, the usual things, abuses of power, such as this, the modern day witch trials called McCarthyism. But some people are saying It should really be called Hooverism because he was the one behind it. Now, do you know what I think of when I think of the word Hoover? I'll give you a clue. It's not Herbert Hoover. It's not J. Edgar Hoover. It's not the Hoover Dam near Las Vegas, which we've looked at here on the show. No, it's the vacuum. Yeah, la aspiradora. Another way we call it in the United States is to hoover. I'm going to hoover the living room. It's como googlear, because Hoover is a very popular brand of vacuums, or at least has been for many decades in the United States. So you could say, I'm going to hoover the living room. Did you know that one? Ahí lo tienes. The first person who was blacklisted during this Red Scare, Charlie Chaplin. I think I remembered learning about that, but I had totally forgotten. So all-round entertainer Charlie Chaplin was blacklisted. And still, this is the thing. Look at all these names here on this list. These are all people who were blacklisted, but still became icons. They couldn't cancel them. Hoy en día se dice cancelar, right? They tried to cancel Charlie Chaplin. Did it work? No. I think people look back at Charlie Chaplin as a pioneer in the entertainment industry, you know. Number two, another amazing entertainer, perhaps one of the greatest movies ever, or at least a groundbreaking movie, Orson Welles. Orson Welles, and obviously we're talking about I know the one that gets the most attention is Citizen Kane and War of the Worlds, the radio play. But he's got so many other amazing movies under his belt. You remember that expression? Under his belt? En su haber. Orson Welles was blacklisted. Did it work? I guess not, because he's still popular to this day. The next one, Lena Horne. Lena Horne, what a voice, man. Lena Horne was an actress, a dancer, singer, and she was famous for appearing at the Cotton Club. Now, the Cotton Club is a famous New York City nightclub. Well, was. It's not around anymore. Where Duke Ellington, Louis Armstrong, Count Basie, como decimos en inglés, if these walls could talk, si pudiesen hablar estos paredes, las historias que podrían contar. The next one, I don't know if you're as familiar with this guy, but in the United States, he is huge, and his name is Langston Hughes. Well, his full name, James Mercer Langston Hughes. And he's best known as one of the leaders of the Harlem Renaissance. And he did all kinds of art and poetry. He would mix jazz with poetry. Basically a pioneer who was born in Joplin, Mississippi. Joplin, Mississippi. Langston Hughes. Number 5, Burl Ives. I've got to be honest, this guy, I've heard his name a million times, but I'm going to look him up. Le voy a buscar because I don't really know him too well. So Burl Icicle Ivanhoe Ives. Wow, what a name. Well, he was very, very famous for, claro, now I know. Have you guys seen Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? The claymation one, the one I told you to watch at Christmas? He plays the snowman with the cigar, con el puro. And if you look at that snowman, and you look at a picture of Burl Ives, you'll see that snowman was molded after him. And last but not least, Leonard Bernstein. Leonard Bernstein, another famous American who was a conductor, composer, pianist, and so much more. A pioneer, as all of them were. So what does that mean? I guess they can't cancel you. Again, these people are bigger than ever. They're legends. All right, amigos, we'll be right back with the fourth and final part of today's show. So stick around. Hey, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back to this, the fourth and final part of today's show with no name. I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you're learning. I hope you're laughing. And I hope you're ready for some more. In this part of the show, we're going to kick off with our triple trouble. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Triple trouble, folks. We've also got to listen to our Say What soundbite for the fourth and final time. We've got Name That Movie. We've got famous birthdays. Name That Lyric. And so much more, my amigos. And when today's show is all said and done, in the next 25 minutes, you are in luck. Con mucha suerte, because you've got the one and only Jimena Holiday as your teacher in Test Your English. Then you've got Rob and Andy in the Lunchtime Show. After that, you've got Speak Up with Ruby. Then Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. Also, don't forget, Jessica is back every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. with the Hour to Empower. So many amazing shows here on Vaughn Radio, amigos. Download our free app and take us with you wherever you go. Folks, are you ready? It's time for your triple trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's double. No. I said it, and I'm sticking to my guns. Me aferro a lo que he dicho. It's a triple trouble, my amigos. Oh, my goodness. All right, well, we already said this expression, but in a different way. We looked at let sleeping dogs lie. Let sleeping dogs lie. Que es, eso es agua pasada. Vamos a dejar el pasado en el pasado. Well, there's another way to say it. And we're going to look at it now. Es agua pasado. Agua pasada. Yeah. Es agua pasada. Pero regaré las plantas, pase lo que pase. There you go. Whoa. That's a short little phrase to have to say three words. The same 3 words. So, es agua pasada. Pero regaré las plantas, pase lo que pase. Let's see if you can figure out this extremely tricky triple trouble. And in the meantime, let me give you our Say What soundbite for the fourth and final time.
You can't handle the truth! Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You weep for Santiago and you curse the Marines. You have that luxury.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughn Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughn Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovon.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughntown. Vaughntown, you've got Weekend Town, you've got the camps, you've got the urban camps. Again, more information over at grupovon.com/cursos destacados. All right, let's go on over and see if anybody got this extremely tricky triple trouble. Let's see. Chris says, that's what I thought too. The vacuum cleaner. I looked up the last name to see if it was Hoover. That's right. That's how, I mean, if I use the word Hoover, I'd be talking about vacuuming. Or I'm saying, oh, you got to see the movie, J. Edgar Hoover. But then I would say J. Edgar Hoover. Pero aún así, creo que la película se llama Hoover. Chris, you would probably know that information more than I do. And speaking of movies, we're going there in just a moment. But let's see if anybody can get our triple trouble first. Daniela, who is on fire lately, let's see if she's got it. She says, it's water under the bridge, but I'll water the plants come hell or high water. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Daniela. Oh my God, you got it perfect. You dotted your I's, you crossed your T's, and you nailed it. So Daniela says, it's water under the bridge. Es igual, agua pasada. Nosotros por debajo del puente, right? It's water under the bridge. Eso significa déjalo en el pasado. But I'll water the plants. You say regar. We use the word irrigate, but usually for like massive, farmers need to irrigate their crops. Tienen que regar. But we would say water, lo que hace una persona normal con sus tres plantas, right? So that would be regar, irrigate. Ajá. Pero otra vez, ese matiz ahí, that irrigate is usually massive and to water would be every day. Now, I got to water in fact, yesterday, when I got home from Barajas, from the airport, I watered my plants, right? I forgot to do it before I left. They survived. They're tough. They're tough plants. And they're surviving despite their owner there. But Daniela, it's water under the bridge. Perfect. But I'll water the plants come hell or high water. Pase lo que pase. Come hell or high water. Que si viene fuego, infierno, ¿no? O si vienen inundaciones, high water, piénsalo. Aguas altas o el infierno. O sea, fuego. Inundaciones, da igual, ahí estaré. I will be there for you guys, or I should say I'll be here for you guys teaching English come hell or high water. Daniela, you just left me in shock. Excellent. Amazing. All right, amigos, it's time for Name That Movie. Name that movie. All right, amigos, it's Name That Movie, and here we go. We'll see if you guys recognize the synopsis. If not, don't worry, because we'll learn English from it no matter what. Pase lo que pase, another way of saying come hell or high water, no matter what. All right, in 1950s Baltimore, a bad boy with a heart of gold wins the love of a good girl whose boyfriend sets out for revenge. Ooh, sounds exciting. So in 1950s Baltimore is located in Maryland. Fijaos, no decimos Maryland, aunque si lo separa, sí. Pero junto es Maryland. So es lo mismo que Arkansas. We don't say Arkansas, we say Arkansas. It's an Indian word. So in 1950s Baltimore, a bad boy, un malote, a bad boy with a heart of gold. And I don't think you say tiene un corazón de oro. You would say tiene un corazón enorme, ¿no? Alguien que es súper cariñoso, súper empático, right? Que es súper bueno, un buenín. We say a heart of gold. Okay, I think you say tiene un corazón enorme, un grande. We say he has a heart of gold. So a bad boy with a heart of gold, yeah, wins the love of a good girl, una chica buena. Okay, and to win the love, or you can also say he won her over. To win somebody over is ganártela. Whose boyfriend sets out for revenge. So the vengeful, vengativo is vengeful boyfriend. And to set out is exactar, I think. Let me see. Disponer, exponer, precisar, encarar, or to set out to take revenge is que eso es su misión. If you set out to do something, it's your mission. So whose boyfriend sets out for revenge. And ladies and gentlemen, our movie queen, Chris Valroy. The movie's called Cry Baby. Cry Baby. You know the song? Cry Baby by Janis Joplin? Hey, wait. That's weird. We were talking about Joplin, Mississippi before, and now Janis Joplin came up. I didn't plan that, folks. Well, that's a great song. I'm sure you all know it. It's been in many movies. Cry, baby. Llorón. So if you say cry, baby, it's llora, bebé. Pero realmente, cry, baby is llorón. So the movie is called Llorón. And I'm sure, does it have a different name in Spanish? I'm sure it does. It's directed by Juan Riega. John Waters. Regar. Now you caught why I used that as my triple trouble today. Right? We looked at the word water. Water under the bridge. We looked at come hell or high water, and then water como verbo regar. So this is a movie that stars Johnny Depp, not Johnny Deep, directed by John Waters, and it came out in 1990. And I'm pretty sure it's not Llorón. Maybe it's called Llorón. But it's funny because the movie poster has Johnny Depp there with like a fake tear. It's like a little too dramatic for me. So interesting. Also, Tom Cruise, Robert Downey Jr., and Jim Carrey, which is weird, were all considered for the role of Crybaby until Johnny Depp walked in the room and he was weeping. Well, to weep, to cry, we looked at that word before. Also, this John Waters, let's put it this way, John Waters, the director, is the only person who has gotten Iggy Pop to shave his head or to cut off his locks. Locks is another way of saying melenas. Okay? Why? Well, for the role. And so Iggy Pop, who's in the movie, shaved his hair. And John Waters, well, he felt, so powerful there, and he kept a lock of his hair. So John Waters still to this day, supposedly, has a lock of Iggy Pop's hair. And he talked him into it. He said, hey, man, for the movie, do it for your art, And, Chris says it's called El Lágrima. Bueno, Llorón could work too, right? I guess. I don't know. All right, let's take a look at the scene from Cry Baby. Baldwin says, you think you're a big man, Cry Baby? But you're lower than your dead father. Eres más bajo que tu padre muerto. That's a low blow. Una frase que vimos la semana pasada. Un golpe bajo. And guess who pulled the switch on that jerk? Okay. Imagínate quién to pull the switch is darle al interruptor on that jerk. He says, my jerk es capullo, cabrón. My grandpappy. Now, eso es muy sureño. I would say my grandpa. My grandpappy. That's who. And every Christmas since, my whole family gathers together. Mi familia entera se une and retells the story of the day he electrocuted your daddy. And we just laugh. So Baldwin, his father, was electrocuted, the death penalty, as we say, the electric chair, and he's rubbing it in his face. Ooh, not a good idea. And then Hatchet Face, cara hacha, says, let me punch his ugly face. Déjame darle un puñetazo en la cara. Well, I guess he didn't want to bury the hatchet. Enterrar el hacha. Okay, never mind. So then Crybaby says, it's okay, Hatchet. This is Johnny Depp. You're beautiful, baby. But I'll take care of this maggot. And a maggot, como se dice estos que atacan la comida o un cuerpo muerto. Maggot, larva, cresa, gusano, parasito. Okay? So he says, but I'll take care of this maggot. I'm trying to imitate Johnny Depp here. But I'll take care of this maggot. Do you know how to play the automobile game called Chicken? ¿Sabes jugar este juego de coches que se llama Gallina? And Baldwin says, sure, my car and your jalopy. And so a car, a jalopy is a piece of junk car. Una chatarra, a jalopy, Jalopy. Another way to say a jalopy is a lemon. Quizás más fácil. So we head toward one another at full speed. Vamos hacia nosotros de cabeza, a todo gas, at full speed. First one to turn the wheel before we smash is a chicken. El primero que gire el volante, the steering wheel, antes de chocar, smash, crash, is a chicken. Es una gallina. And then the judge says, is that legal? And Mrs. Vernon says, stop this insanity. Que paran ya con esta locura. And Crybaby says, I got some new rules, sucker. Mamón, sucker. Tengo unas nuevas reglas. How about you and me on top of the car? There's Johnny Depp. ¿Qué si estamos encima del coche? And then he hesitates, duda, and he goes, I'm man enough, you big crybaby. Yo soy lo suficientemente macho. I'm man enough, you big crybaby, llorón. And then Crybaby says, that's Mr. Baby to you. A mí me llama Señor Baby. Fellas of the press, gente de la prensa, this chicken race tonight is for my daddy, va para mi padre. And I'd like to sing something in his memory. Something hillbilly, something colored. ¿No? Algo como colorido, pero en plan paleto. Hillbilly, we say. And then Baldwin groans. To groan is to groan. A ver cómo lo traducen. G-R-O-A-N. Gemir, quejarse, gemir. He groans and he says, Wade says, something my daddy would have loved. Algo que le hubiese encantado a mi papá. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's Name That Movie. We've got a birthday celebration to get to. Let's go.
Birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's famous birthdays here on the show with no name, and I can't believe we've only got about 7 minutes left here, so let's rock and roll. The first person was born today in 1950. What does he do? ¿A qué se dedica? Well, he's a singer, songwriter, but mostly known for his guitar sounds. He made the guitar come alive, and that's a pun. Eso es una pista, un juego de palabras. A pun es una pista. A hint or a clue is because his most famous album, his breakthrough album, is called Su Apellido Comes Alive, Cobra Vida. And it came out in 1976. And it is, I think, arguably one of the greatest guitar albums, one of the greatest live albums ever. And my whole life, I thought this guy was American, but no, he's British. So that's interesting. And his name is synonymous also with the talk box. The talk box is something that makes the guitar talk, if I'm not mistaken. And some of his signature songs, I want you, show me the way. And what about this one? Ooh, baby, I love your way every day now. Also, do you feel like we do? Te sientes como nosotros. And he's played himself on The Simpsons, Family Guy, and many other things because he is an icon. Number 2, this guy's an icon as far as wacky films are concerned. You know, these films that are unorthodox, a little bit off kilter. I'm not talking about Tim Burton, but along those lines, maybe not as dark. This guy has directed and written Desperate Living. He also did Polyester. He did Cry Baby in 1990. What? Well, I already told you then. The director and writer of Cry Baby. He did Serial Mom, Pecker, Cecil B. Demented, and so many other. He's also been in many things as an actor as well. And his last name is Regar. All right. And last but not least, usually when you talk about this guy, you don't have to use his last name because there's only one in Hollywood, one of the greatest actors ever. And some say of the 20th century. I'm going to say ever. I mean, this guy, if you've never seen his performances in The Shining, El Resplandor, A Few Good Men, As Good as It Gets. Oh, that was great. Mejor Imposible, que de hecho es una buena traducción. This is As Good as It Gets. But he's been in hundreds, I would say, hundreds of movies, possibly. Chinatown, The Departed, Batman. He played the Joker. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a winner. Chris Valrol, number 1. Peter Frampton. The album is Frampton Comes Alive. If you haven't heard it, give it a listen. Number 2, John Waters. And number 3, Jack. Solo hay que decir Jack. And this is Jack in A Few Good Men. And the line that we repeat, somebody's like, but it's the truth. Or si alguien te dice, I want the truth. Or you didn't tell me the truth. Ahí es cuando tienes que decir, you can't handle the truth. Eso es la frase. You can't handle the truth. Tú no aguantas. No puedes aguantarlo. Son, we live in a world that has walls. Vivimos en un mundo que tiene muros. And those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's going to do it? You, Lieutenant Weinberg, Teniente Lieutenant. I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. Fathom is imagine. You weep. We looked at that word, lloras, no? You weep for Santiago, and you curse the Marines. You have that luxury. Here he is, the one and only Jack Nicholson as Colonel Jessup in A Few Good Men.
You can't handle the truth. Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's going to do it? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You weep for Santiago and you curse the Marines. You have that luxury.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
All right, amigos, welcome to Name That Lyric. And once again, thank you for all your energy, all your effort. Today's song, today's lyric is from the album, as I just told you, you need to listen to it. It's Frampton Comes Alive. And this song is Do You Feel Like We Do? ¿Te sientes como nos sentimos nosotros? He starts by saying, I woke up this morning. Estamos hablando de dormir antes y levantarse. I woke up this morning with a wine glass in my hand. Oh, my goodness. Rock star life, huh? Whose wine? What wine? ¿De quién es el vino? ¿Qué vino? Where the hell did I dine? ¿Dónde dormí? ¿Dónde cené yo? Where the hell did I dine? It must have been a dream. I don't believe where I've been. Come on, let's do it again. So it seems like he's not sick of that life. And then the chorus, do you feel like I do? Here we go, folks. The one and only Peter Frampton to say goodbye. Thank you so much, folks. And stay tuned for Test Your English with Ximena Holiday. We'll be back tomorrow with more. I promise. Ciao for now.